Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you to a new episode of Out of the Park Baseball. The team is the St. Louis Browns. We have one season left. And while our goals are play close to 500 ball, they want to be to reach the World Series in the next two seasons. So there's a lot to be said that this is going to be our last chance with the Browns. I know I mentioned in last week's tutorial video that I wanted to eventually get to a fictional season, and I do. But it's still kind of, it grates on me. It grates on me that I have won 0 championships in Major League Baseball. I won 2 in the Negro National Leagues, but those were the team I inherited. I need to prove that I can build to something. So we're back to having 2 minor league teams again, which is a thing. But some of our better players are starting to fall by the wayside. We're old in some spots and young in some spots. And as I look at this team, there's some to build around, but there's not a lot. Now, a lot depends on Clyde Schoon, and I don't know why he's being considered a reliever. He should be a starter. Let's make you a starter. I know he's kind of a mediocre starter, but I want him to get the experience. We got Bob Moncrief. We didn't really get a brilliant... I don't know why he thinks he deserves... Oh, you've already pitched a couple of years. Damn, you kind of kicked ass in Double-A, didn't you? Holy shit. Yeah, you know what? You do deserve to be promoted. I'm going to give you a chance in spring training to see what you're about. We'll call up Bill Dietrich, too. Bobby Reese, we've got so many third basemen now. It's kind of hard to get super jazzed about anything. We really need offensive talent, and that's something we just don't have right now. I'm going to try to flip Bobby Reese. I just don't think he fits in well with the team. And maybe we can get an interesting prospect. Jerry Donovan's a decent power hitter. That's really all he's got to offer, though. Pat Crawford's a decent first baseman, but first base is a position I'm kind of okay at. I don't know why Johnny Moore's rated a 65. And there's not much here. I can think about it later on. Maybe I'll put him on the block and see if the AI gives me a good offer. Again, I don't have to trade him, especially in the era of the reserve clause. But I kind of would like to get rid of him. He just doesn't do much for me. Why is Bloxham on the... Oh, that's right, because he threw a hissy fit last season, didn't he? I actually like to keep Bloxham. He's actually not a bad third baseman. I'd like to see what he could do over the course of a full season. We already looked at our free agents we lost. There was no one that thrilling. This might have been Purdy's last year as a starting catcher. He was okay last season. But Saltzgaber was nearly as good, and he played as the backup. So I think this is going to be Saltzgaber's start again. We need offensive talent. I just don't know where we're going to get it unless we trade a pitching prospect. I don't want to give up McLean, but I might give up Jim Tobin. I know I just acquired you, though, but I need offense from somewhere. Are any of my pitching prospects flawed? Tobin is decent. Schoon is decent. McLean is decent. These are all good pitchers. I kind of need to pick out which one I think is least likely to be successful. I'm going to go with Tobin because of the knuckleball. Right, let's see if I can get a decent offensive player for him. Ideally someone in the 50 range, but I would settle for... I feel like a Howie Williamson, but this is all based on defense and stolen bases. He's not a bad player, he's just not that good. And we already know Moore is pretty flawed. We'll see what happens. Let's just go in advance. We haven't had the draft yet. So the draft, we should have bottomed out this year. The draft could be a big deal for us. It could be the key to our salvation. To get the unique offensive performance I needed. Good. Oh, it's a Greg Proust. The guy from, whose line is it anyway? But it's not. I think that I'm legendary. Kind of makes me feel important. Let's continue up to the winter meetings. So our problem is we don't have a lot of assets to trade, so I can't even sit here with a straight face and tell you we should trade players X, Y, and Z. I just don't have much to offer in that particular sense. Man, the Cardinals end up with Hal Trotsky. Why can't I get the good offensive talent? We're going to be in a world of hurt if we can't start coming back. I mean, Larry French was pretty good last season, and we're doing a good job with our pitching. But we just need some hitting. Any hitting. Because now that George Sizzler's gone, we're probably going to lose Fonseca in the next couple of years. Partially because, let's face it, he's not that thrilling anymore. The problem is that Dick Shot's not much better. Alright, we'll take a quick look at the awards once we hit the winter meetings. McManus to Pirates for Triplett. I keep thinking of Jeff Triplett. He used to be a coach, I think, in the NFL. No, he was a coach in the NHL, I think. No, I don't remember. I do not remember stupid Phillies. What is it with teams from Philadelphia? No St. Louis Browns. That's unfortunate. Jim Turner. Is that his? This is his second Pitcher of the Year award. 2 back-to-back. No, he won his first one in 31. I don't think this is that thrilling, but, you know, hey, it worked for him. No Browns and the Silver Sluggers. It's the frickin' Yankees. No Rookie of the Year award. John McGraw. Larry French didn't even place in the top 3. That's kind of disappointing. And Joe DiMaggio was the MVP. Okay, Ted Williams is the big one. Ted Williams is the real prize in this draft. What is the draft order? Could I walk away with Ted Williams? I'm the 4th pick. There is no way in hell Ted Williams makes it to me. Fuck. Joe Gordon's decent. I mean, I'll probably go for Gordon if he's available. Let's see. Babe Young, pretty decent. I mean, there's decent talent, but let's face it, none of them are Ted Williams. I'm not going to get Ted Bloody Williams, am I? That makes me sad. To know that Ted Williams is in the draft and that I can't have him, and that there's nothing I can do to get him. I guess it's kind of neat the Red Sox end up with him, since that's who got him in real life. Okay, Tris Speaker is a blow-me-away candidate. He definitely goes on the ballot. So if we look at him, he's well above average. Actually, he's slightly below average in Jaws, but that's because I think we've only got like 2 center fielders in there. There's no one else here that really speaks to me as they're definitely a Hall of Famer. I kind of like to set my standards kind of high. I like to see 50 WAR or higher for the Jaws, and I'm not seeing it. So I'm just going to go ahead and offer it to Tris Speaker. I won't vote for anyone else. That is such a bummer. Such a bummer. If we'd sucked a little bit more, we could have had Ted Williams. But we didn't suck enough. And I genuinely don't see the AI being... Even the stupidest AI would know that Ted Williams is the prize in this draft and that they would take him first overall. Which will make Boston even scarier because they've already got Hank freaking Greenberg. I mean, we're going to get a decent player, but we're not going to get a Ted Williams type player. Because there's only one Ted Williams type player, and his name is Ted Williams. Yeah, so we got the Red Sox, the Dodgers, the Bees, us, and then the Cardinals. Oh, hello, Bob Feller. You would also be an excellent consolation prize. Okay. Why would anyone think Ted Williams would not be the first overall pick? It's beyond moronic to suggest that. Watch, we auto draft Boston about to take Ted Williams. Hey, look, they took Ted Williams. What a surprise. Barney McCoskey and Jeff Heath. So we have a decision to make. And it's a doozy. We have Bob Feller. But we also have Bill Nicholson and Babe Young. Okay. And I did just get through telling you how much we needed offensive talent. But Bob Feller is just so good. I mean, if we keep him in the minors just long enough to try to tighten up his control. Oh. Can I pass up on a pitcher like Bob Feller? When there's a chance we could get like a second-tier offensive prospect, I can't. I cannot pass him up. I just can't. He's too good. And I recognize that I sat there for the first part until you badly we needed offense. He's not a terrible choice. He's pretty flawed, but for a second-round pick, I'll take it. Randy Gumpert would actually be a pretty good reliever. We'll take Max Marshall, and if Randy Gumpert's still available, I'll take him in the 4th. Yeah, I'll take him in the 4th. You're not getting your bonus demand. And you're drunk if you think you are. Oh, hi, Bythorn. For those of you that don't know, this is Hiram Bythorn, for whom the Puerto Rico Stadium is named after. Really outstanding ambassador of the game. Oh, I got suckered in. If Ted Williams had been there at number 1, I would have taken Ted Williams. But Bob Feller's just so good. I will happily give you your offer. I'll go ahead and offer Max Marshall, sure. I'm not spending 11 grand on a reliever. I'm just not. If it means I don't sign him, I don't sign him. But that's just silly. And no one here is really above average. And everyone else can walk. Right, let's him up to the end of Hall of Fame voting. Ty Jack signed. I figured he'd be the first one to sign. Feller took it. Good. And Marshall took it. Now the key is no matter what, I cannot take Bob Feller out of the minors until he's ready. Because I can't wreck him. I cannot wreck him. He's just too good. I really wanted that elite offensive talent. But Tris Speakerman, again, could not pull off 100%. Poor guy. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot there. So up to the preseason. How are we doing on time? Can we squeeze in? Yeah, we can squeeze in lineup setting. What the hell did you do, dude? Fell down the bloody stairs. Yeah, I bet Pid pretty pushed you down the stairs. I can't use the disable list in the offseason. Well, he might actually be ready for spring training anyway. So that's fine. I'm not going to get any comp picks, I don't think, because I think it has to be top 3 rounds. Yeah. It is what it is. A trade proposal. Doc Kramer is an interesting offensive player who had a really good season last year and kind of bad seasons the years before. I like Mel Harder. He's not perfect, but I like him. And I'm not ready to give up on Clyde Schoon yet. Although if I were to give up on a starter, I probably would give up on him. Yeah, I'm going to reject this trade. I'm not even going to discuss it. Because Kramer doesn't fill a hole. Yet. The problem is we don't have an obvious hole on the team. What we just need is depth. And we haven't had a lot of luck finding it. We don't lack for talent. We just lack for talent behind the frontline talent. So when Woody English gets hurt, the entire season falls apart. You've increased my budget. That's neat. I mean, I don't have anything to spend it on. But it's neat. I'm feeling really good about our pitching future now. Now, so Feller's problem is going to be the Nolan Ryan problem, is that he's going to walk people. But his strikeout should be so good. Okay. I keep thinking Jim Tobin hasn't pitched that much. In fact, Jim Tobin's been here for like 1,000 years. We can call up Max Marshall. We can give him a shot in spring training. Is there anyone else I'd want to call up for spring training? I need to hold off. I want to call you up. You'd instantly be the second best pitcher on my team, but I also don't have a big need for pitching. So I'm going to go ahead and let the bench coach set up the pitching staff. And I'm going to let the bench coach set up all the lineups and depth charts. We'll just see what happens. And we go up to opening day. Now, the real benefit of having a Bob Feller is that the rest of our rotation is now something to maybe consider. Okay. So in exchange for a bad reliever, you're giving me a bad hitter. I see nothing to recommend to you. Just know. That's why. What is it about Earl Huckleberry? I'm going to try to do a shop player around thing. I mean, if he's getting this kind of level of interest, there's got to be some interesting minor league player I could pick up for him. He's popular. He's not that popular. We're gonna have some tough decisions when it comes to the pitching. Who we want to keep in the majors and who we want to send down. I'd really like to try to turn pitching into offense, but the problem is we're not there yet. I don't have an obvious pitcher that I could trade except for someone like Tommy Thomas, and I'm not going to get a lot of offers for him because he's already quite old. I'm very curious. Okay. Alright, so let's get the roster set. Haha. Oh, Cincinnati. You just spent like 25 grand on him. He got hurt in spring training. Oh, the delicious irony. Okay. So right now we have 11 pitchers and we have 17 hitters. We can afford to get rid of, I believe, 4 to 5 pitchers. We'll start with 3, though. Okay, did anybody pitch out of their mind? Does anyone pitch so awesome in spring training I can't get rid of them? Bill Dietrich was actually pretty good. And Bobo Newsom's always been kind of questionable. He's like a poor man's Bob Feller. Because he walks so many people and gives up quite a few home runs. But I can't keep sending him to the minors. The thing is, I need like 8 pitchers. That's the most I need. And even 8 is a bit high. Okay, Dietrich has never had a real shot at the majors. And I think if he's going to get good enough to stay in the majors, we need to find out this season. Okay. Alright, let's sort this just by position, just so I can look through here. No one's kicking Larry French out of the rotation. Harder has been very reliable for the past few years. Moncrief would be a good guy to keep in the majors and just have him pitch in the bullpen. Tobin actually had a pretty good spring training too, though. I need to decide, and I need to send down 3 of these pitchers. Okay, Moncrief down. Newsom has pitched back-to-back seasons, neither of which was very impressive. I might just trade him. He has not fulfilled his potential. Let's see what people might give for him. We're getting some responses. Nobody that's super thrilling. But remember, we're trying to upgrade our depth. So all we need is a good, solid player who could ideally play multiple positions somewhat well. I think you have a Lonnie Backer, but we don't really need third base. That's one position we're overrepresented at. We really need a decent shortstop. Which is not you. You've got good power and good plate discipline, but you're not much of a shortstop. Pinky Whitney. Good shortstop, not much of a hitter. Johnny Vergez, mediocre hitter, decent fielder. There's not enough here. I'll send Bobo Newsom down though. So got to get rid of one more pitcher. Who was the worst of the 3 relievers last year? Johnny Stewart by quite a lot. Alright, what could I get for Johnny Stewart, who's clearly flawed? I don't really want another reliever. I want a... I mean, John Coates at least can hit. That's got some value. I mean, this is about just getting something for a player I have no use for anymore. I could upgrade to Willis Hudlin, but again, I don't need pitching, I need hitting. And you're not much of a hitter. Yeah, I know I've said this before. This would be the #1 improvement I'd like to see. I'd like it to be easier to determine who's... to sort in this screen. I got to check every single player. You're not a bad shortstop, actually. And you're 18. Wait, shortstop catcher? He's not really that great a catcher, but I need shortstop so badly. I'll take him. He's so young, there's always a chance he might take a big leap forward, so I think this is a good risk. You want more. I could try for, like, say, a Mickey Owen, but I'm pretty sure you'll tell me to go to hell. Here, how about Bill Sagold? Nah, he wants more. Stephen Kook? Maybe. Man, you want something genuinely good in order to get him. You've got a lot of outfielders. Arthur Straw. I'm going to submit the offer. I doubt he'll take it, but we'll see. For now... I don't have to worry about Major League Service time. What am I screwing around for? I'm going to finish today to see if they respond right away. I doubt they will, but they might. And if he rejects it, I'm just going to take the original offer. Mediocre relievers are a dime a dozen. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want something better than that. There you go. I got what I wanted, and we'll send Gonzalez to this East Texas League. And we'll cut Rafael Suarez. All right. So in the time-honored tradition... Ooh, Bob Feller, #3 prospect. Frickin' rich get richer. Let's get our team set up. We begin with the lineups and the depth charts. Clear all. I no longer care. Yeah, stats aren't super important to me at the moment. I would much rather have ratings. And then I'll use stats to determine ties. Okay. So our top 3 hitters remain our top 3 hitters. Campbell, English, and Fonseca. Fonseca remains our best... we're going to try building the lineup first, actually. Okay. He's the clear #3 for me. He's still got the best contact, even if his power is a little bit worse. I still think Woody English fits best #2. I still think Bruce Campbell best fits cleanup. And I think Max Bishop is still our #1. Will bat blocks him 5th. McQuinn 6th. And then what do we need? We need catcher and center field. Saltzgaver, Schulte. And I'm getting the notification that we are technically over the 30-minute limit, but it shouldn't take us too much longer. So this is our lineup for this season. I don't know, it's not super different from the one we played last season, but nonetheless, I still think it's a good one. You're going to back up in left. Barbie's going to back up in third because I don't think he can handle. I could also play a little bit of right field. I guess we can put you in at right as a backup. Barbie will be a pinch hitter. Dick Schott will be a pinch hitter. Lindstrom will back up at second and be defensive sub at second and third. We have Koch and Marshall to be just kind of there. Chalky to play short. Can anyone else play first? You can play first. What about Koch? You cannot. So Max Marshall will back up at first. Jensen will back up in center. I don't even remember getting you. You can back up at right. If we sort by speed, Koch will be a pinch runner. Lindstrom will be a pinch runner. Okay. Okay, we're just going to copy these over. I don't really see a need to do much fussing with... So we'll paste the lineup first, and then we'll paste the depth chart. I just don't see a lot of value right now in platooning players. I mean, I guess we could platoon Purdy. He is much better against right-handed pitching. But Saltzgaver is the same. He doesn't have a real weak spot. So, I mean, I guess we could pinch it. We could platoon Purdy. The thing is, he wasn't that great a hitter last season. I'm kind of just give the job back to Saltzgaver until I have a reason. Until he proves me that he can't handle it. Yeah, you're here to hit for power. If you're not hitting home runs, you're a waste of space. Okay. Pitching. We are going to run a 6-man rotation, I think. Okay, French, Harder, Thomas, Schaffner, Dietrich, Tobin. And then Turner will be the stopper, actually. Because, while Clooney was decent, Topper's the one who got the award. So you're going to be my stopper. 8th in close game, and you're going to be just middle relief. So we're just going to use you when we don't use Topper. Or Turner, rather. So we'll see how this works out for us. I might move one of these starters into the bullpen a little bit later in the season. Especially looks like they're not getting used. But I think this will be a formidable pitching staff. And Feller's going to be on a very short leash. If Feller can keep the walks under control, he will find his way in the majors very quickly. But we got to get him there first. And that might take some doing. In real life, he was a Hall of Famer. And I think he will be in our league too. But that will be it for now. I'm semi-confident. I don't think we'll make the playoffs unless we get really lucky. But I like where our depth is. Where we've got a lot more depth at pitching than we've ever had before. And we're making marginal moves to improve our depth at offense, even though the only position we're really stacked at is third base. We'll see how that turns out. For now, that's been it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, this has been Indian, and I bid you good day.